Testing 1, 2. This is a test, test, test. Good morning. Good morning. This is Pastor Chris Hallett, and this is your Summit Heights Saturday update. So glad that you have chosen to join me this morning. I'm actually live. It's happening right now. If you're watching this at 11:03 a.m., then we are live, although it looks like I might be having some problems here. Well, we're just going to keep going. I don't know. I hope it's working well. It says we're dropping frames, which might be the case, but I don't understand. Something's happening. Hopefully you can hear me and see me and everything's good. And I'm not on Facebook right now, so if most of you watch this live when you watch it, you watch on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. So hopefully it's working out well, because I've got some things I want to share with you this morning. Okay, now we're back to green. So hopefully everybody's good. You can see me, you can hear me. I'm not dropping frames, and the volume is good. Okay, great. I'm actually live. Like I said, it's 11:04 now. If you're watching this at 11:04 on Saturday morning, I'm actually live. Last couple of weeks, I've been. I had a funeral a couple weeks ago, and then we had our leadership gathering, which was awesome last week. So we pre-recorded these, but today I'm actually live with you. So I want to just share a quick COVID-19 update. Super excited about the vaccines that are going out. If you can take the vaccine, please go ahead and get it. I plan to take the vaccine as soon as I am able to. I've actually already put my name in the hopper. Haven't heard back from anyone yet from Jefferson County Health Department, but hopefully going to hear back from them soon. I'll be taking that vaccine as soon as I can. COVID right now in Kentucky doesn't seem to be surging. It might be surging in some other places in our nation, but right now it's not. Hopefully, it's not doing that in Kentucky. But it's not going away either. So it's going to take some time for these vaccines to get into arms and for us to reach that kind of herd immunity that we need, so we can go back to normal. Until that time, and I don't know when that's going to be. Until that time, we're not going to be back to normal. We're going to be in this kind of COVID pandemic normal, this new normal that we've been experiencing. And I was thinking about that and reflecting on that, and thought about some things that Martin Luther, not Martin Luther King Jr., but the church reformer Martin Luther from the 16th century, what he said when he and his churches were experiencing a plague, the Black Plague, in the late Middle Ages, and some of the Christian responses that were happening to that plague. He wrote this treatise. What was it called? I didn't write it down. It's on the quote that I'll share with you. I'll click on that real quick. Whether one may flee from a deadly plague. That was the name of the treatise that he wrote. Whether one may flee from a deadly plague. And what he was dealing with, there were some folks, some fearful souls in his churches that were tempted to abandon their duties and to flee the cities and the towns in this time of crisis. And he didn't want them to do that. He believed that the church, because the church has always been at the forefront of serving and helping and ministering to people in their times of crisis and physical needs. So there were some who were trying to just get away, totally isolating themselves from the world, so to speak. And so he was talking to them, but also, and where I'm wanting us to think, what I'm wanting us to think about here this morning, is the other side of it, which were those who didn't seem to take the plague seriously enough, even using spiritual language to justify their flaunting of what was then understood to be sober and prudent steps to protect themselves and their community. And so that's the quote that I want to share with you. I just think it's really it's timely for us today. Something that was written in the 16th century, but it's timely for us today. Luther said, "Others sin on the right hand." You talk about the left hand, the ones that were fleeing. Others sin on the right hand. They are much too rash and reckless, tempting God and disregarding everything which might counteract death and the plague. They disdain the use of medicines. They do not avoid places and persons infected by the plague, but light-heartedly make sport of it and wish to prove how independent they are. They say that it is God's punishment. If he wants to protect them, he can do so without medicines or carefulness. And this is Martin Luther's commentary on that. He said, That is not trusting God, but tempting Him. That is not trusting God, but tempting Him. He believed, as I believe, that God has given us, through the gifts and the talents and the skills of those in the medical community, these gifts of healing, these gifts of protecting. We ought to use all the best advice that we have. And so right now we want to be careful. We want to be safe. We don't want to tempt God in our flaunting of this COVID-19 pandemic that's right before us. Even though things are hopefully going to get better because of the vaccines, we're still in a kind of a danger zone, danger area. So we want to be very careful. We want to be faithful to God and faithful to one another. And we want to not tempt God, but to protect each other. And so that's what we're doing in worship. So every Sunday morning, we are gathering in person for worship. We are guarding the safety and the health of everyone who attends. We're taking many precautions so that you can feel safe. One of the things has been that we have shortened the service. So we're not as exposed. Everybody's wearing masks. We're checking temperatures at the door. We're doing all these things to watch over one another in love. However, if you're not comfortable coming, that's fine. That's great. We've invested a lot of energy and resources into this online opportunity to reach out to you. So we'll gather online on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, and our church online platform, summitheights.online.church. And so I hope you'll join us for worship tomorrow at 10:45, either in person or online. And by the way, tomorrow we're continuing our series, 7 Steps Closer to God. These are 7 holy habits to start, refresh, renew ourselves in the new year. I'm hoping that this series will help you get closer to God in 2021. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about you discovering and living your life mission. And the title of the message is Step Out in Mission. I hope that you will join us either in person or online. Now, tomorrow we've got a special, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Tomorrow we're doing something special tomorrow. We're taking up some items for our partnership with The Gathering Campus Ministry. So there are the items. I told you last week I was going to put them in the e-news, but I forgot to do that. But I did post it on Facebook and Twitter and maybe Instagram. And so you can see this list there. You can pause this video and write these things down. These are things we if you're coming to worship with us in the tomorrow in person, you can bring these with you. What's happening is we feed these college kids through the Gathering Campus Ministry. It used to be called Wesley Foundation. So this is going to help us do that and give them dinner bags. So if you can bring some of those items tomorrow, we'll collect those and we will make sure they get to the right place. Okay? Thank you so much. Also, your giving records should have gone out, or they did go out, and you should have received them by now. If you gave something to the ministry of the church this year and you haven't received one of those, please contact the office and we'll make sure you get one. Also, just with the challenges of this past year, there are a lot of opportunities for these records to not have been kept perfectly. And so we want the records to be just that, perfect. We don't want to make any mistakes. But if we did, please contact the office 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. You can talk to our administrative assistant, Meredith Martin, and she'll fix that for you and get you a new giving record. Thanks so much for your faithfulness in giving to the mission of God through the ministry of Summit Heights Church. So do me a favor. You can help serve your mission, your life mission, by reaching out and sharing the videos and the things that we share online. You can like our videos, share them, subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is just one of the ways that you can help us spread the word about what God is doing, about the good news about Jesus Christ. We want to serve that mission together, serve the mission of God through the ministry of Summit Heights Church. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you tomorrow morning. I pray that you have a blessed day.